You are that embryo. You are that full-grown person that you will become one day. And that full-grown person you become was once that embryo in your mother's womb. So we asked ourselves, what purpose would humanity have to learn how to read? What purpose would they have to start math? The foundations of math is numbers and counting. That's the foundations of mathematics. Everything else we do with it, whether it be number sense or geometry or algebra or calculus, all of that happens to be the manipulation of the ciphers we call numbers. But the ground floor of mathematics is numbers. So we have to ask ourselves, counting, what reason does a man naturally have to count? And by nature's call, there is no reason why a man needs to count. But what reason by nature would a woman have to count? She would have to count through that cycle of life that she goes through.
Yep.
Nature would make her have to start to count if for no other reason she could feel within her a change systematically. And this sister began to count in order to prepare for her cycle, and that was the birth of numbers and counting. Science, not emotion. No greater intelligence in one than the other. Nature called on sister. She was given the great gift to be able to bring forward the children of the world, the masterpieces of the universe. And so therefore, sister not only began to count, but she began to also see that her life cycle went in 4 patterns. There were 4 patterns to her cycle. And so then she began the concept of looking at numbers in groups. And that was the grouping of numbers was the next great advantage to the woman and to our knowledge of mathematics and numerology today. And then what did this sister do? She looked up, and by the way, it was Dr. Sam Anderson who taught me this. So I'm not coming at you with anything that I'm giving you. I've learned this sitting at the feet of master teachers. And Dr. Sam Anderson certainly is one of the most brilliant mathematicians on the planet. And so I thank him for sharing this with us. Because that sister also looked up into the heavens and saw that there was a celestial body that also went through a 28, 29, 30-day cycle. And she also noticed that it went through patterns of 4. And that was the lunar cycle. And that is why the lunar cycle is to the calendar what the second is to the hour. It's the lowest common denominator. Every calendar that exists is built on the lunar cycle. And we thank our sisters for that. Because they started that process, because in their going through this cycle, they saw the celestial body go through the cycle, and they started the calendar. And the calendar, astronomy, is the basis for all other science. Astronomy, as above, so below. If you understand up there, you understand down here. This is what sisters gave to us. The African woman, dark complexion, wide nose, thick lip, curly hair. Well-melanated sister gave this to the world because she was given the great gift to be the mother of the human family.
That's why she called.
And so that's why we need to, when we are talking about her in our raps or in our spoken word, we pay respect to her. We pay respect to our sisters, and we pay respect to ourselves, because for as long as we talk about our sisters, the way I hear some of us do, they know they never have to worry about us. Because if you curse the womb from whence you came, you will amount to nothing yourself.
All the women love that.
And so as we move through this process, we have to begin to look at certain things. I would like to do a picture. I'll set this up on the machine. So, we're going to walk through this, because when we look at the word more, the word more is a very interesting word. The word Negro is a very interesting word. There's no other person on the planet that has as many names as we got. And that's funny, because for as long as we're using up all these words to define who we are, always arguing as to which one is us, we will never know who we are. Look, it doesn't make a difference, really, when you get down to it. We are children of the sun. We are not earthlings, we're starlings.
Mm-hmm.
We have to understand that. And this is why in the Kemetic legacy, it is Father Earth, Mother Sky.
Yeah.
Kep is Earth, male, Nut is Sky, and female.
Yeah.
Why? Because it is from Nut who gave birth to the mythology of this creation story. Nut swallowing the sun at when it's going to become night and then giving birth to it in the day. This cycle of light and heat energy would come down on the earth and it would start a process of light and heat energy impacting the earth. And it was the nature of the Father that would impregnate the sky, and then light and heat energy would come from that.
Good.